earlier to the current Greek finance minister, Christos Staikouras.
Greece has recently exited the enhanced surveillance program. What does this practically mean for the Greek people?
It's a great success for Greece and the huge sacrifices of the Greek citizens. This is collectively a success of the Greek government and our partners. This means that we're back to normality for the first time since 2010. This will have positive, direct and indirect effects on the Greek economy and society. We improve our access to international markets. We boost the preconditions for higher and more strong and robust economic growth in order to attract much more investments. And we are much closer to achieve the final goal, the final milestone of our economic policy, which is the investment grade status.
Practically, Greece has now more economic freedom, but it comes at a time when the perspective for the European and the global economy are quite gloomy. So how much room do you actually have to help people, households and businesses in Greece?
We try to create the fiscal room and the fiscal space in order to create a safety net above households and enterprises. And we have proved in the last 3 years that we achieved to implement efficient fiscal measures in order not only to recover strongly back in 2021, but also to reduce unemployment, which is crucial, taking into account that we had the highest unemployment among all EU member states. At the same time, it seems that we have a robust economic growth. So we will take into account this economic performance in order to create the preconditions to reduce even more taxes and social contributions, and at the same time to be very close to the Greek society in order to implement these fiscal measures that are needed in order to capture part of the sacrifices due to the economic crisis, the energy crisis that we face at the European level recently.
And the bill from all these support measures, does it concern you that it might weigh heavily on Greece's public debt, which is already high?
First of all, public debt as a percent of GDP decreased by 13 percentage points back in 2021, the largest decrease since the beginning of the Eurozone. And we expect this decrease to be much higher in 2022. We have cash reserves at around 39 billion euros as a percentage of GDP, among the highest at the European level. At the same time, a significant portion of debt is on the official sector with fixed rates, and the most important issue is that the annual gross financing needs stands at around 10% of GDP, half of what is the average, the European average. All these are competitive advantages of the Greek debt compared with many other European peers.
Okay. And looking ahead, there is a discussion in the EU about fiscal rules and economic governance. Do you believe that the rules on debt should be rethought, and what would you propose to your counterparts?
Definitely, we should incorporate the experience of the severe crisis we face at the European level in the last 3 years. The basic component is that we should have a fiscal discipline, which is a prerequisite for economic growth, but at the same time, fiscal flexibility, take into account the economic cycle. At the same time, we should incorporate the experience we faced by taking advantage of the Recovery and Resilience Plan and the independence we have at the European level in order to implement coherent and sustainable policies at the national level.